up in a bit. So yeah, this AMA is mostly going to be just an update and kind of clarification. After this has been recorded and all the questions have gone through, tomorrow morning or around lunchtime, we're going to post a bunch more info, which kind of summarizes this, and at the same time allows people to have an easy reference of the information, not just the voice. We're also going to be uploading this on YouTube, our Llamaverse YouTube channel, so it should be pretty easy to find it. So yeah, let's get going. I guess the first topic of discussion is the now should we say controversial announcement of Mobius, our launchpad, which as most of you may be familiar, has raised some controversy on Twitter. Obviously, guys, in everything in life there is nuance. Nothing is just black and white. Meaning, yes, there were two sides to this. Was I completely in the right? Probably not. Is Stowe completely in the right? I don't think so. But I'm not gonna go too deep into that. He said he made his piece on Twitter. I made a short announcement saying where the difference is in both aspects, and if anyone has any questions about that, you should be able to come up and speak about it and ask me about it very soon. Right now, I'll just run over what Mobius actually is, compared to kind of what people think it is, so to say. So you know, we've had the idea of a launchpad. Launchpads are nothing new in this space. And I would say they are the kind of part of the succession order of any project, which is established like us. Nothing wrong with that. So as many of you part of the community that are active may be familiar, I have been in Dubai for good 40-45 days now, having come from Metacon and stayed longer, way longer. But me and Magma's founder Astra have been working very hard to find and kind of scout out and introduce ourselves to a variety of Web2 firms, being media companies, be it influencers, be it whatever, like from some of the biggest names in the Middle East to some international brands. We can't really name any at the moment because they're still in discussion. And, you know, to pitch essentially our launchpad. As you may be familiar, we have launched, or arguably launchpadded, Alpha Shark as a tool, built their team, did their marketing, did a bunch, they built the product. So similar concept here. We thought, let's take Web2 companies, Web2 businesses that have strong IP, a strong foundation or strong set of assets. Would that be in the entertainment segment? Would that be real estate, hotels, whatever, and see how we can find value. So the natural progression of this was, hey, what can we offer these companies? And having, you know, after a bit of speaking to a variety of companies, we realized that they have literally no idea about the culture of the NFT space, be it from Discords to communities, how communities operate, the lingo, all of that stuff. So we said, look, we can almost provide you a solution. This solution being part of the launchpad, which is included in the launchpad package. We can build you a team, and we can give you the right people that you need to manage your community and build it and sustain it long term. And thus, Mobius was born as the launchpad. And this launchpad will literally take people from A to Z, anything they need, everything they need. So we have NFTLearn, NFTLearn being developed for months now. If you're not familiar with NFTLearn and how all of this ties together, I'll give you a short rundown. NFTLearn's been kind of my brainchild for a while. I've been in the back end developing with a fellow Llama, working working on it for a while, and the idea was to educate people, have some courses, and then we came up, or I came up with the idea of, hey, there could be a way to grant each individual on NFTLearn an NFT. What would that NFT be? We discussed and kind of with the developer, sorry, Rect, if he's in the crowd, we discussed and said, hey, what would be the best way to do this? And we kind of came down to the concept of an NFT, which is a certificate. The certificate is basically yours, belongs to your ENS, belongs to your Twitter, belongs to your Discord. It has multiple points of contact to verify who you are and to sustain it. So let's say you complete a course about NFT flipping using NFT nerds. It will come up on the metadata of your NFT. It will adapt. It will change. It will be there. So as you can tell, this certificate has many properties and many powers. This was thought of in April, as you may have seen my announcement when I shared with Stone. It naturally makes sense to adapt the certification system elsewhere. What is elsewhere? Jobs. You know, if you are mod for Llamaverse for 8 months and you want to put down your certificate or your CV, we will verify that and we'll do it. If you are mod for I don't know, Journey, we can verify, we can do that. That was there's a progression of thought and planning around that. So as you can maybe see, I'm building an image for you guys of what Mobius is. Mobius is the training and Mobius is the launchpad. We came to the conclusion of if we want to scale Mobius and launch multiple people, be it from small services or big service, we need people. We need to have a ready kind of database. So as you may know, we know a lot of people in the space. A lot of community members of ours are moderators, community managers, project leaders, project founders, whatever. We said, why don't we build a database which is internal, nothing public. We just submit your name, and based on your resume, based on your skills, you may be selected to work with Mobius. That is what Mobius is. That's what recruitment is. This will be the initial database. It will be people that we know. I'm not going to name any, for example, but let's say a collab manager. They've been working for 4 projects. They put the resume in. We verify this. Now they're in the database. This goes nowhere public. This is our internal database. So when we go to these clients and I say, look, I have a contract developer for you. I have a community manager for you. I have a media person for you. This is their resume. This is their background. This is this. This is this. That was the idea. And that is still the idea. Nothing of this has changed. There will be no public marketplace. We don't want to. There's nothing that we want to take from Roo Troop. The reason why, and in that conversation, which by the way, when I thought it was not finished yet, Stone seemed to have thought it's finished, so we didn't really discuss some details. But from that conversation, you can see that I said that it will be diverting traffic from Stone. And I said yes, because technically it is diverting traffic from Roo Troop, but that traffic would have never reached Roo Troop because these companies, these Web2 brands, they would never have gone to Roo Troop or any other kind of employment. They're looking for Launchpad to launch them. And I told Stone this numerous times in the text. You can literally see it. Why would I send them to Stone when my pitch is and my value is to make a full team? Like I go up there and I say, I'm making your team. I can do this for you. I can do that art for you. I can do this for you. I can guide you how to do it. Give me your brand, you know, give us the IP, give us kind of your long-term plan for this, where you want to take it, and we'll walk you there. So what I was telling Stone is basically we cannot redirect employers there. This is not a public database. We're not going to post, oh, by the way, so-and-so company wants this job. This will all be done in the background. And that's where the confusion comes in. And I think that's what needs to be clarified. So as you can see, it's vastly different. You know, the whole mentorship perspective of Mobius is literally, we're going to be educating people off the job training via NFTLearn and some courses. And we're going to be educating people on the job. RooTroop doesn't do that. There was possibility for us to train and to get the certificates on RooTroop and have people get jobs there while they wait. I'm gonna train 20, 30, 50 people. I'm not gonna find 50 people job in a month. It's not possible. That's not how scaling works. The idea is you have the database so you can rely upon it in the future. That's it. It's as simple as that. So, yeah, I guess that kind of gives an idea on the mentorship, how the mentorship is going to be done. The mentorship is going to be done via our own staff. So, Jesus Rice, who's up on stage with me and recording this AMA, actually, thank you very much. He will be taking, as he has trained our mods. Shout out to all of them. They're great people, young guys, very willing. As he has trained them with time, he will train the people, the holders, the public. We're already organizing the idea of how mentorship is going to work. You know, we're going to pick a select amount of the pool of static holders. We're going to select a few of the animated. We're going to open up to the public. We're going to open up to partners like Magma. The same thing could have been done with RooTroop. The same thing might as well be done with someone else that we're friends with or that we work with. We train these people up. We later, this is later because the certificates are not done yet, technically. Once these certificates are done, we will backtrack this information and let them be trained. And as you can see in the screenshots I posted in that announcement, it is very clearly, I said I wanted to work with Stone for RooTroop. I wanted to work with Zentask, with Mini and Zenapes, because these are the recruitment companies. You know, now it's with time we're seeing more and more of them. I wanted to provide a certificate system to all of them so we can have a unified database and unified selection system where everyone can be trusted and everyone can be monitored. Not in a bad way, in a good way. You want to have a legit way to prove your credentials. This was the overarching view, and this doesn't happen in like this. This takes time and it takes strategy and takes building, like as cliche as that sounds. So all of these things complement each other and they work depending on each other with time. So what people need to realize is this takes a while. And they're not all working, they're not all coming out at the same time. So there may be some kind of disjointed appearance from time to time. So yeah, that was my piece. I'm not going to kind of carry on this conversation. If no one asks a question on it, I'm very, very happy to answer anyone from our community or any other community. This is a public space. I can see some non-holders in here. We verify that non-holders can come up and speak. So yeah, I'm not going to avoid anyone, as the community knows, and I'm very sure that a few animated holders who are here can vouch that I literally never avoid any question or anything. I will literally debate and speak to someone for hours on end if needed to reach a conclusion and to reach the best outcome. So I'm not dodging anyone. I'm not scared of anyone. People say I got an ego. Yes, I have an ego. I believe in myself. I'm not. Yeah, I know what I'm doing in terms of my vision for all of this. So I'm gonna carry it out. If Roo Troop and their community is offended in anything, I apologize. I have reached out to Stone in DM, hoping to mend our personal relationship, not the business relationship. And hopefully that will come eventually. So yeah, we have someone up on stage.
Hi,
Go for it, mate.
hi. Thank you. I have a question about all of this.
Sure.
First of all, I think this is amazing. In my experience, I'm start and I want to learn more on how to, grow in this space,
Yep.
and giving this possibility to, having this mm, I don't know how database of all the holders and give it to enterprise, and that's cool. I'm a question
Yep.
about related with the mentorships, because I don't know if it's advanced in that, but it's like I want to learn more about how to become a mod or maybe a club manager. I'm a
Yep.
holder, but I'm also, my little brother and my fiance are on this server. They are obviously they're not holding a llama. I'm the only one, but I want to know that if the mentorship is only for the holders or
It's
maybe it's a possibility. Oh yeah.
yeah, in my rant earlier, I mentioned it very shortly, but let's say for example, this week we take 5 people for moderator mentorship. Out of those 5, we've already agreed with our strategic partner Magma that only if there is demand and if there's a big enough pool, we're gonna pick a person from there, and then the other 3 are gonna be our community holders, and then the public. If there's not enough signups for the public, we're gonna not use it. If there's not enough signups for animated, we're not gonna do it. This mentorship is not, we're not gonna bullshit and give people, sorry to swear, but we're not gonna just give people the certification and like send them out there. This is a business. Mobius will be a business to business solution. If these people after the 2 weeks are not ready yet, we will reject them and maybe ask them to come back again. So to answer your question, yes, your fiance and I think you said brother, they are able to join. There's going to be a public data. There's going to be a public list, like wait list. There's going to be an animated wait list, static holders wait list, and partnership wait list. So I think that that should be a pretty decent answer to your question.
No, yeah, that's amazing. And I have had a last question, and I'm gonna leave. When these mentorships are the thing to start, like when it's gonna start? Because I'm really trying to
Yeah.
participate.
Honestly, it was meant to start today, the sign up. But obviously there were some delays, which we discussed a bit earlier. And I actually had a IRL meeting come up, which was very successful, and actually to do with Mobius. So we're actually going to prepare the structure and the form for sign up and release it likely late today or tomorrow.
Okay.
I just want to, yeah. Anything else? Sorry.
No. That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So there's no worries, mate. I hope to see you on the list. There's a question in the chat from seems to be a non-holder, asking how much will it cost to be trained? 0. That's the beauty of it. It costs you nothing. And again, sure, if you're a holder, you're likely gonna have a better chance to be trained because there's a bigger chance for you to get it, as I described earlier from the ratios. But if you're part of the public or the general NFT community, you might have to wait a bit longer. So yeah, it will be a form, and it will be kind of like a wait list, and we will pick people from there. Let's see. Do feel free to come up or just tag me in the AMA chat about any of this. Should be a good amount of question. Yeah, everyone's gonna get into student debt with me. Yeah. So yeah, this is 03, and if you think about it, let's say a community manager role at one of these positions, we're probably going to be asking near enough $2,500 a month for that role from the company. Obviously, there'll be some deductions and some costs for us to cover, but after the fact, if you're making $2,000 a month, this means in 4 to 5 weeks you pay off your Llama if you're lucky enough. And I can't stress this enough. This will be a very good passive income for people doing what they already do when they're already trained. And who knows, if you're very good, even this mentorship doesn't necessarily need to lead to you working for Mobius. You can start your own project, and I expect we will enable Llamaverse holders to start their own projects. And I mean, there's many projects that were started by Llama holders, and even to this day we meet people and they're like, oh, Llama inspired me, or you guys were where we got where we got educated first. So now it's kind of yeah, I mean, technically Roo Troop was started by a Llama holder, technically speaking. But no, Stone has been in our community for months. I honestly remember starting NFTs and he was there. He's probably been in NFTs longer than me. So honestly, guys, the way people reacted to that Twitter was me being a villain. Sure, you can blame me, I guess, but we in no way needed any information from RooTroop to copy them, guys. Like, a job board is nothing complicated, to be honest. Like, if you think about it, really think about it, what they're doing is great, but the concept isn't something extremely new to Web3. It's just been adapted. So there was no corporate espionage going on there. In fact, Roo Troop has been developing many things that we were never told about. Same thing with us. You know, no one. It's not, to be honest, it's not my first priority to inform Stone of anything. And the same way, it's not his first priority to inform me. We have teams to manage. We have our own personal lives. We have our own mental health to look after. Shit gets lost in translation. So we have nothing to steal from Roo Troop. We were the early supporters. I literally remember doing AMAs. He was on a podcast. They've been around for months. Llama literally owns rank 2. He swept Roo Troop early on. Why the hell would we go against our own fucking like closest community? It was just an unfortunate event. I think there's a people want to come up. Melissa, very long time holder. I'm pretty sure that Melissa is also part of the Roo Troop community, so this should be quite informative for both. If there's any here, because yesterday, in the heat of the moment, I went and I said, look, tomorrow at 6 p.m. we're gonna have an AMA. You're welcome to come. And the people said, no, we're not coming. So I said, fair enough. Very, very, very responsible of yours. Sorry, hello, Melissa.
Hey, yeah. So, yeah, longtime Roo Troop, Sappy Seals. You know, I was in the whole, as many of us were, in New York, and met Stone. You know, had a space with Radiance for a few hours with him the day before this happened, and lots of connection there. And then like the tweets go out, right? And so I guess my question really, Helle, is Web3, a lot of people don't know each other in real life, and a lot of it's done via like typing, and it's almost like in a relationship when you shouldn't be texting almost, right? Like, so I wonder, like,
look,
this is honest question. So like, why don't you guys have or like, why isn't it like more common to have like phone conversations where you can like talk to the person and the sentiment, because you can be very direct, right? Like, and it's sometimes can be misconstrued. So like, why what I guess, like, why not have a like a phone conversation or like voice to voice where you guys can understand each other's sentiment?
No, very, very fair question, actually. Yes, you are right. I am the type of person that is very blunt, and sometimes my jokes were usually are not taken well by people if they don't know me. Most of the community knows me. I literally I spend a lot of time in Discord. All of my spare time is pretty much in the Discord. So yeah, my sense of humor is not always caught. I do think yeah, we probably should have done that whole conversation on a voice call. But to be honest, in the background, when Stone posted those tweets, and those tweets were posted up to that message, after that message, when he said, I'll get back to you, I was like, cool. He's probably gonna have a problem with this, but we're gonna resolve it. And then a bunch of people, I'm not gonna name them, from Roo Troop came into Llamaverse, started flooding. So I went over to the Roo Troop Discord to see what's up. And Stone is suddenly saying he's gonna wait for Llama. I've been very unprofessional, disrespectful. So I went to the group and said, look, Stone, let's have a chat. We were misunderstanding. At the same time, Llama joined the chat, and then it got heated. And then he thought we're gaslighting him, and everyone kind of got emotional for a few minutes. So there was never like a voice chat happening, and I don't think a voice chat will happen, to be honest, Melissa. But that's the way life is. So I was very open to.
And I don't mean, and Helle, I don't mean like, so yeah, that example. I just mean like in general. And I'm asking this as a very general question. It doesn't have to do specifically with Roo Troop. As you know, like being a part of another project, I guess I just wonder, like, do you guys find it to be more efficient to always do? Okay.
You have no idea how many times Llama and I would be talking to each other and then be like, okay, we should voice call about this, because we start spamming messages to each other and it becomes a fucking mess, and we're like, okay, let's talk. So yeah, to clarify, I asked Stone at least 3 times to have a chat on VC, and it was a bit too late to see, because he was already hurt and emotional. I was emotional as well, to be honest, at the time, because I was kind of disrespected in a sense. So yeah, I would have, yeah. I mean, if we could go back again, we would have probably would have been better to voice code. To be honest, I would have been able to sort this out. Because as I mentioned earlier, Mobius doesn't damage Roo Troop in any way. Because these clients are outside of the Web3 space to begin with. And as I mentioned before, NFTLearn would have been a very welcome addition to Roo Troop. I mentioned as well, we're opening up spots for the mentorship program for partners. We could have reached that conclusion as well. It's yeah. You know, things sometimes get out of hand. And this is an unfortunate case. All right, thanks, Melissa. Do you have anything to add on? Because there is 3 people that want to come up.
No, that's it.
Perfect. Perfect. I'll bring all of you up in one go. If you could just take turns, please. I'd appreciate it. Smoke weed of stone. I mean, that would have probably solved the issue quite quickly. All right, guys. Hi. Do you wanna Luna Labs? Ryan. Hello. Good to see you again.
Hey, Helle.
Yeah.
Nice to hear your voice. Kind of unfortunate the circumstances, but
Hey, bro,
I mean,
look,
I just kind of wanted to start by saying I appreciated your announcement and I agree. It seems like there's no real reason why why the Mobius thing, I guess in particular, has to be a rift between Llamaverse and Roo Troop.
Yep.
And so I guess I'm just kind of my question, or kind of what I'm wondering, is when kind of how that went down, or I guess I'm just kind of confused because I mean I'm not really privy to the timeline, but I remember seeing Llama's tweet saying that the partnership was over, and that I mean I can't quote it, but it said something about kind of there being a conflict with the Roo Troop marketplace, but I'm not sure if that was kind of in the heat of the moment or if that was if that's not right.
Okay, timeline wise, this was when communication had already been broken down between the two sides, and Llama Stone said point blank that he'll be making a statement, almost as if expected to be any time. So Llama went ahead and tweeted. He said in the tweet that we will not be responding, and me and Llama in DMs agreed that we're not gonna do a sort of Twitter war that would leave both communities to be damaged and both communities to be hurt long term, which I assume played in Stone's favor. And unfortunately, because it kind of made us seem like the bad guys. But I think it was the right choice to not kind of instigate a conflict on Twitter. So yeah, so that the reason why Llama said that, sorry to answer your question directly, was because Stone said that the partnership's over. So I guess it was
yeah, no, I mean it totally makes sense in terms of Llama saying the partner's over, given that I mean Stone was also about to say the partnership's over, so it's just kind of mutual at that point, I guess.
Yeah. Look,
but maybe I mean I'm just kind of a little bit confused about, and I mean maybe this is kind of related to Melissa's question about the voice chat. Like I'm just kind of wondering, do you think that in terms of the text chat, there was just some miscommunication, or I'm just kind of confused,
literally,
to be honest, about why there was construed or there is, I'm not sure, basically at this point, the conflict. I don't see a necessary conflict.
Because because I mean a voice chat would have been better. It would have been resolved over voice chat. Again, I mentioned earlier the conversation I was having with Stone at the time, the initial stages were just about Mobius, and I think I made it pretty clear that Mobius will be doing its own internal recruiting. We'll not be doing it for RooTroop because it was a business decision that in no way would damage RooTroop publicly, because this would have all been internal. So I think that's where the confusion came. And again, after we just before everything got superheated, I did say I don't think you're understanding Stone. Let's have a chat on voice to kind of explain that this will be a business to business solution, not a what RooTroop does, where it's open to the public. So yeah, I think that should kind of give you clarity on what happened.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you let me
Well,
know if that didn't answer your question exactly? We can.
no, I mean it yeah, it just kind of sounds like yeah, I don't know, kind of similar to what Melissa was saying. And I mean, yeah, basically I'm just kind of down, and I appreciate your announcement. Like, I mean, everyone's down obviously. But being like a RooTroop and a Llama fam, it just kind of hurts me a little bit to see the divorce. That makes sense. So, but I appreciate your announcement, Helle, and I appreciate you
Yeah.
doing this AMA.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not saying again, and before anyone starts, taking my words out of context, I know I was in the wrong as well. I believe both parties are in the wrong. I don't think it should have got to where it got, but unfortunately it did. So it is what it is at this point. I mentioned similar to Stone in DM, and I said hopefully one day we can be homies again, and I still believe that. This is not me posing or anything like that, because if I was posing and if I wasn't gonna wait 24 hours to do the same I was gonna start going at him and start posting conversations or whatever the hell or information yesterday. So I'm not out to get him. I would say he got emotional. We got emotional, but I think taking it to Twitter was a bit much, and positioning it as if we're the big bad and copying his I guess utility. So yeah, it was a bit rough. Also, I did not in any way with my words instigate any of our community members to reply anything to Stone in Twitter or anything like that. I actually had my younger sister, who's my PA, and my family call me today and ask me what's happened, why am I being called names and stuff like that. In the chat, the replies, people even suggested to Llama to fire me. So I would say out of this whole thing, apart from the communities, my kind of person has been damaged quite heavily. I know. I don't honestly. I'm not doing this with pity. I don't give a. I don't give a like. For me, it's done. Like it's gone. I explained to my family what's up. I explained to the community inside the Discord what's up. It's kind of me just saying and letting it go. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, I
Again,
mean,
unfortunate, and I may be hypocritical in some places. I think every human being is a hypocrite at one point. So if someone does make a thread in half an hour calling my bullshit out, bro, go for it, I guess. But yeah, I've kind of made my peace with the situation, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah,
I
I
would
just want to
love to
say,
have Stone
yeah.
up here to talk, by the way, but I doubt he'd join.
Yeah, that's fair. I've been up here for a while, so I'll hop down. Thanks, Helle.
No,
Hey.
anytime, bro. If you want to come back later to discuss something again, go for it. I literally said I'm gonna go as long as it takes, and I will. It's
So-
3 a.m, so I've got nothing to do really apart from this.
Except for sleep.
No, I go to bed at 9, 10 these days. So sorry, go on.
So when I read Stone's tweet,
Mm.
it sounded like he was wanting you guys to sort of come underneath him and RooTroop and sort of do everything you're doing under their project. And then when he said, or when you guys said, no, we're going to do our own thing, that seems like when he sort of lost it, or not lost it, but got angry or upset with you guys.
I mean,
is that accurate?
I will say, I was respectful in that conversation, and before it got heated, when it got heated, I may have come off as disrespectful. I'm not gonna lie, but at the first stage, honestly, some of his questions felt like my older sibling or my parents or my teacher are questioning me about something that I've done wrong. So I didn't appreciate that too much. But it did seem to me that he wanted us to kind of give a chunk of our business, our business to business Mobius solution, to go through him, which I said it's not possible. And again, as I said earlier, this wasn't explained very well in the conversation that Mobius will be a business to business and there'll be nothing public. You know, I explained why this doesn't work, and Stone didn't catch that, and I'm not gonna give up my business to
It sounded like he
someone
didn't like your
without
answer.
any gain. Like at the end of the day, this is a business. We are businessmen. However he wants to put it, or any founder wants to put it, NFTs are startups. I see this as a startup. I see Mobius as a way for us to evolve to the next stage of Llama Lab story, and to get inflow of cash outside of the NFT space. You know, again, it's technically an NFT space, but it won't be just from royalties or just more drops. So yeah, I wasn't about to give up my business, and I was very blunt to him, and he didn't appreciate that. I think there was some sort of what's the word, expectation that he somehow had that we owed him this part of our business for some reason. But again, this is probably down to the fact that he didn't understand the fact that it's a business to business solution, not a direct public competitor to RooTroop. So yeah, I'm repeating things on purpose to make them very clear so no one misunderstands that we have to do all of this again. So I am aware I'm repeating stuff.
No, it just seems like he wanted you guys. I mean, Llama Labs is huge, and you guys have built for a long time, and you have a huge database now. And for you to just hand that over and go underneath them from a business perspective doesn't make any sense. So I'm glad you guys didn't. And
it's that aspect of it would have, it makes no business sense in that specific aspect. I had no issues with NFTLearn. I shared the idea of NFTLearn to Stone in April. It was literally before we started development. I told him the idea, and that's why I posted that screenshot to show the fact that I was willing to work on some things, but not it's like he said I want everything, and I didn't give him one bit. It's like, okay. Yeah. So again, you know, honestly, misunderstandings, text, all that stuff. But...
And like Melissa was saying, like it's the best way to communicate is face to face, because there's physical interpretation, there's face interpretation, and if you can't do that, then you go to voice. But voice, you lose something, and then from voice to text, you lose everything. And so, I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've been talking or texting with my wife.
Bro.
I'll say something and she'll be like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "What? I don't mean anything." That just happens. I'm sure what happens with you guys too. So yeah, to Melissa's point, that's the best way to do it, but sometimes it's not possible, or you're just not in a place where you can do that. And then maybe it's better to wait. But and it just seemed to me from when I heard what Stone was saying that he was trying to use your guys' database and following. And obviously, Llama Labs, in my opinion, is a larger company than Roo Troop. I was in Roo Troop. I'm not anymore. But when I was reading, I was super confused, and it seemed like they don't compete anyways. And then on top of it, he was like, "Well, are you guys going to put this under us? Because certainly you're not doing what I think you're doing." And you guys are like, "Well, no, of course we're not going to do that. We're doing our own thing." And then
hey, look, and to clarify, I've been working my ass off. So has Astra, Magma's founder. We've been staying up all night. We've been going daily meetings. We've been doing this and that. This is, as I said, NFTLearn and this launchpad are basically my children at this point. Like, I've been nurturing them since the beginning, so I am very protective of them. And when someone comes and asks to take a chunk of them, I obviously was going to say no. And this has to be considered as much as Stone is RooTroop is Stone's child. Llama Labs, Llamaverse, all of these entities, although I'm not directly involved with some of them, they are still mine. You know, as a co-founder and as a person, and this is a business, as I said, so I wasn't about to give out my business, you know.
Yeah, totally.
Um,
And there's other companies that are going to do the same thing and probably already have the
yeah,
same ideas. To think that you guys or Roo Troop Stone are the only ones who thought about this it's a little arrogant. I'm sure other companies
it's
you're
I
far
can
ahead
tell
of
you
other
now
people.
I can name 3 communities that are doing what we're gonna do, mentorship and training. It's just the
Yeah.
fact that we're adding the extra aspect of the certificates and
Mhm.
adding the extra aspect of the direct jobs on a private basis to Launchpad through the
Right.
Launchpad. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll step down. I just want to say I have no problem with what you guys are doing or how you did it. I'm
Yep.
better communication. We can always learn from our mistakes and from
Mhm.
issues. But I'm proud of you guys for not making it some type of a Twitter war because no one
Hey,
wins
look,
in those
bro.
things and everyone feels terrible.
Yeah, honestly, everyone in this community and Stone's community and every community in the space has something better to do than a Twitter war. So
Seriously. Yeah.
I don't care where you are,
Okay.
what you're doing, what your job is. You have something better to do than a Twitter
Yeah,
war.
no one wins. No one wins.
No
Even if you
one wins
win, you feel
nothing.
like crap.
Yeah, I've been feeling like crap the whole day. It's like I'm not saying this to like it's just shit.
Yeah, it sucks, but I appreciate you doing this space, and I'm 100% stoned with you guys.
I appreciate it, mate. I think coming
Yep.
up. So Clinton CJ, sorry. Go for it, mate. Oh, sorry, go for it. I just gender labeled you. Hello? Hello? Clinton? I got rogged? No? You can hear me? From there
Hey
as
guys,
well?
can you hear me?
Okay, I'm good.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Sorry, I hear you. I was just
All right, what's
making
up,
sure
guys?
everyone hears me, right?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, everyone's good. Sorry, go for it, mate. Go for it.
I just wanted to ask, are we going to be a little bit more restricted as to who we allow to become partners with us? I mean, this kind of opened kind of some eyes, just that maybe we shouldn't open that door to everybody.
Um I guess. I guess it's time to be very clear. See, we have we're structured partnerships, right? This partnership made sense for us and made sense for Stone. And this is in no way is a failed partnership, right? We got value. We recruited our NFTLearn developer from Roo Troop. We recruited the mod. We broke the record of most Roo Troop applications for Modro by 5 times a few months ago when we did it. Like this was a good value for both. But yeah, I mean we are strict with partnerships. It's just I guess it's just we'll have to be more clear on what's happening when and what's happening with who. And again, this whole situation came down to communication, and I said both parties are not innocent of anything. So yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, the reason I asked is
actually,
just because nobody wins in these kind of situations, you know.
yeah,
Neither side wins.
actually, it will be kind of a good idea to actually explain what the partnership was with Roo Troop because I don't think many people are actually familiar with what it is. And again, I can't tell you everything right now, but pretty much we get access to their job marketplace without holding a Roo Troop. So we being Llamaverse holders, and they get our alpha. And this was done months ago, and it was very early in both projects' roadmap and utility. Clinton, I'm just gonna mute you for a second. I'll bring you right back.
No
Sorry
problem.
about that. But yeah, this was the partnership. Like the Stone labeled as a 8 tier partnership. We don't have tiers of partnerships. We have levels of partnerships. I don't know where he got that from. But yeah, the partnership was very simple and it was very clear, defined utility for both sides. And we were looking to expand it, and we could have expanded it, but alas, It doesn't seem like we are going to be expanding it. So yeah.
Awesome. I mean, thanks for the explanation. I mean, it just I'm just like a little nervous as a holder, you know. Just these, like I said, these situations don't help anybody, and I'm a long-term holder, and
Look, bro,
I'm not thinking about getting out. So
we have an insane amount of partnerships for an insane amount of things. You can scroll down and see how many alpha cores we have. We have partnerships with Astra from Magma. We have partnerships everywhere. You know, this was just one odd situation that happened. Like, I don't think anyone should be worried about our ability to have partnerships. To be honest,
of course.
obviously it's not a nice thing to happen, but it's literally part of business. Nothing ever goes. Nothing is ever perfect, and you know, things trip up sometimes.
Yeah, that's for sure. All right, well, thanks so much.
Yeah, bro, no worries. I muted Clinton a bit ago, and he dropped back to stay. Yep, I'm bringing you back up, mate. I sent you an invite. There he is. I think. Sorry, Clinton. There you are. Should be able to come up now.
Okay.
Perfect.
Mate, so basically,
This is
sorry about
becoming
my
a
mic
1
earlier.
hour super long. We're gonna have to do some question timestamps. Timestamps. Hi, Clinton. Sorry, go for it, mate.
Yeah, but basically, I was gonna ask about the training and the stuff. I came a little bit later.
Hello.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me,
Asher,
bro?
can you hear him? Yeah. Oh, Clinton, I can't hear you on my phone, but I can on Asher's phone. He's right next to me, so can I just borrow you? Can you hear you? I can't hear him. Oh, you can't hear. Oh, you can't hear him.
Oh, you
yeah.
can't hear
Sorry,
me.
Clinton, we can't hear you, bro.
Dang.
I don't know what's up, but
Well, I
can't hear
think
you.
it's my mic. I think it's my.
You can? All right. I'm just gonna give me a second. I'm just gonna.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, go for it, mate. Go for it.
Oh, dang, I can hear an echo. But anyhow, I was gonna ask about the training. Like you said something about a training and stuff. I was gonna ask about it. I came in a bit later, so I didn't really catch all the details. And yeah, well, I guess for the other thing you were talking about, the partnership that went wrong. I guess that normally happens. But I don't want to talk about that because I think everyone has said a lot of things about it. So I just want to ask about the training and stuff because I didn't really get the full details on it.
Yeah, for sure. Astra, can you just sorry, I literally had to take Astra's phone and listen to you from there.
Oh,
So yeah, the training. So you know, there will be numerous roles, from moderation to community management to we're probably going to train up public speakers so they can take AMAs and then host AMAs and do all of that stuff. Meaning there'll be a lot of opportunity to, and there will be structures of like on-the-job training, meaning you literally come to our AMAs, you learn. We have some JT from our community is actually trained you know, he's trained to train people to how to public speak and how to give speeches. So it's we're probably gonna have him ask him or get him to make a course on that, and we'll be able to kind of teach people. So there'll be a bunch of different roles, and there'll be kind of on the job and off the job training, and you'll be giving kind of like a buddy. You'll be giving a buddy in the form of one of our existing staff that you can ask questions to, you can help them, and then learn from them. And during that training, they will kind of take a step back and kind of let you handle it. We're gonna have a specific role so people can tell that you're being trained. So yeah, I think that should kind of clear up. And if you are speaking, someone let me know because I need to borrow Asher's phone again. If you have something else to ask or add on.
I muted my mic now, so I don't know if you can hear me on your phone now. Can you hear me on your phone now?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, yeah, I was gonna well, it's a good thing. I was gonna ask when this will start.
Here you go, Astro.
Did you guys hear me now? Hello? Hi. Okay. Because I was gonna,
Fuck, bro, I was muted this whole time, man. Sorry. Let me jog my memory of what I was saying. What you said, when will this start? Well, this will start very soon, in terms of gathering the data and information. As far as when will people be placed in jobs, this will take a bit longer because we're signing some paperwork and discussing a partnership at the moment with a company, which I won't name now until everything's confirmed. So yeah, we'll start training quickly, and this training you can take elsewhere, or you can go through Mobius. It'll be up to you. The training is not exclusive for Mobius people, by the way. You can take the training and then go elsewhere, and get a job elsewhere, or you can be a mod already and you want to become a community manager from a mod position. We can do that for you as well. Like it's about improving the community as a whole, and obviously there'll be priorities to our holders because that's how things work.
So I'm from Llamaverse actually, so I don't know if
I
it
can't
will
hear
be
you.
announced.
Just give me a sec so I can grab the other.
Thing.
This is so scuffed, bro.
So basically, yeah, I'm actually from Llamaverse, and I want to know also if this training will be done on Llamaverse also, or is just strictly for Mobius.
Yeah. So one sec. So yeah. To clarify, the entity of Mobius is this independent launchpad, but the trained people will be trained in Llamaverse, in Operation Sin in the future, in Llamascape, in all of our entities, and potentially partner entities. We can buddy up and expand if needed elsewhere. So your training will take place within Llamaverse and our other ecosystem, part of the ecosystem, but it will be for Mobius. So Mobius won't have a training facility or something. It will be on the job in our Discord. Like, so imagine as you see the staff on the side now, there'll be trainee roles there. So it will be done internally.
Okay, so not bad. That's a good one, I think. Okay. I heard you say something about certificates, yeah, and then you said they'll be giving certificates for the roles they're being trained for, people that are being trained, yeah.
Yeah, so the certificates will come later, because they need a bit more time to develop. But once they're done, we'll backtrack all the information, and hopefully by spreading this certification system around the space via numerous methods, hopefully it will become widely accepted in the space. So yeah, it will be useful for you to go elsewhere in the future. Again, this things takes time. These partnerships take time. It's not going to be like a click.
I understand, like I understand. So I just want to get the idea, like I want to understand how there's going. Because personally, I think is basically what some businesses do when they want something to be valid, they create an ecosystem for it to be valid. So basically, if all the Mobius um, the entities around it value this, I believe it's going to go far, or it's going to be accepted in no time by other, you know, other projects and project managers and stuff. So yeah, because it's really hard to get good help nowadays. So I think it's going to be something a lot of people in the NFT space would really want to get into. So
Yeah,
I really
so I
think
think you might have joined late, but I kind of discussed this. So the certification system, we can without training, give it to you if you can prove your track record in projects. So if Wab, hello Wab, comes to us and says, I want to be verified for my founder level or my community management level elsewhere, if you can verify and we'll double check this, we'll give you the certification where you can use elsewhere. It will be backtracked. Like, you don't have to go through the training to get it. We're hoping to get this on a mass level, where it becomes certification system, a method to prove who you are, and a method to kind of keep onto your achievements, if that makes sense. So the certification goes beyond this. It goes to the wider space, and we'll share the love, so to say, with others. Hopefully that answers your question.
Well, this is more like a suggestion now, because what based on what you just said, for me, I think everything, how would I put it now? If the reason why Bitcoin has so much value is because it has a limited number, and then a lot of people want it. That's why the value is high. So, but if it's something that's easy to get, it's not really as valued as it should be. Hence the value. So I don't think it's a good thing for personally though. I don't think it's a good thing we just you allow things like that are allowed. But at the same time, I understand where you're coming from, because you wanted to pick up quickly. But maybe after a while, you can actually make people go through the trainings and then get certified the proper way. I don't know if you catch my drift.
I am catching your drift. So the issue is, this is meant to be an open, like almost open source, like it's open for everyone. So sure, someone can print 8 million certificates, but who cares? Like, they don't have trading value. They're just specifically for you. Meaning, my sister can print one, my grandmother can print one. They'll just be empty. There'll be nothing there. So yeah, I kind of the point is to get it everywhere, but they won't lose value because there's still something like checks, background stuff to add on to it. So it's I think that answers the question, to be honest. It's for the people, and it'll be systematic.
Well, okay. Well, I'm interested in it, so I'll really like to participate. I guess whenever you're ready, you have your first student.
Sorry, I missed that.
No, I said I would really like to be involved in it. I would like to take your course or training and stuff. And I guess whenever you're ready, you have your first student.
Yeah, bro, sounds good. Again, we'll drop the form soon, and yeah, should be good. Cool. Do you have anything else to kind of add on or ask, or are we good to go? Because we have 2 people waiting.
No, I'm done actually. I'm done. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, mate. Sorry that we had to speak like back and forth, scuffed, but it's all right. we got through it. Save, Wab, hello. Long time no speak, Wab. I haven't spoken to you since like February, I think.
Yeah, it's been a while. Probably should have
How's it
spoken
going?
more, but yeah, I'm doing all right. How you doing?
Yeah, better now that I've kind of let my thoughts out to the masses.
Yeah, it's a complex situation. I
Yeah, of
think
course.
the main thing here is that there's been a breakdown of communication, both ways, and so I just have like a couple of questions.
Sure, go for it, mate.
Just to clarify the history, that's what's more important of like how this actually came about, to me at least.
Yep.
So I mean, I remember seeing a screenshot of like Morgan sharing the early stages of Mobius, like I can't remember what exactly it was, but him denoting the modules.
For context to the listeners, that's the screenshot I shared in the announcement, which dates back to April or so, and it was literally the first. He was the first person outside of the few people in our team that knew about it, that I shared the information to, in hopes to see how we can work on this. So yeah, that screenshot is from back then. That's the context for that.
Yeah, so I was going to ask, so how much, during that time period, like how much communication was there? Like what was said back and forth? Was it a couple calls? Was it over text? Like, can you give me a little
Just
bit more context to all of that?
so back then, Mobius wasn't even a fort yet. NFTLearn was a fort, and the certifications were kind of being developed in my head. So Mobius was never mentioned then, and it was literally the one call that we had. And I said, "Look, Stone, let's see how we can work on this. I'll get back to you when we're closer to launch of NFTLearn." But of course, that took a while. There were things that came up in delay, so there was no more kind of direct conversation on that specifically.
Cool. So NFTLearn was mentioned and spoken about collaboration, but there was no real mention of Mobius, right?
No, Mobius was literally, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, by the way, I'm just asking questions for context. Like I'm not trying to poke the bear. or
No,
anything.
bro. I said early on, I'm not sure when you joined, like I'll answer all and any question, whatever they are, as long as, people being respectful and not swearing or, being
Yeah, for sure.
disrespectful.
Okay, no one wants that. And like, when was like the first time you guys spoke about Mobius? Because I don't actually know. Like, I haven't even spoken to Stone about this. It's just I'm a bit in the dark, so I'm just curious. When was the first time?
We hadn't spoken about Mobius because the concept of Mobius didn't concern any of our partners or the general community up until we were ready to go ahead with it. So
Right.
yes, it's been idea in my head, and I've been developing, and the team knows, and I can assure you, a bunch of the community knows that it was being developed and it was being built, and there were hints of it. The name we came up with 2 or 3 weeks ago. So yeah, I think that answers your question. I think.
Yeah. Cool. So like that's basically, so when the announcement went out was the first time that Storm even knew, not Storm, Morgan even knew about the
Yeah, or
announcement.
the public, or anyone, to be
Okay.
honest. Like the
Okay.
majority of our community, his community, anyone.
Right.
It was kind of like a boom announcement. We've been developing this for a while. We're
Yeah,
ready to go ahead.
for sure. Yeah, cool. So I think like I'm just trying to like understand like the response from both sides. I think like Morgan's response seems to be because there was never any communication about Mobius or clarification on what it was. And I think because you guys were partnered, there's probably an expectation that if you're in a gray area, if you're in a zone where it's almost I don't know, kind of in occupying the same area of like the product, like because you're partnered specifically, right? Like, I think if you guys were not partnered, Morgan wouldn't care, because I think earlier on in the conversation when other people were coming up, they maybe didn't have that understanding, but it's mainly to do with the partnership in my mind and the fact that you
Yeah.
were collaborating.
So yeah, to kind of give you context on the actual partnership and the extent of it and what was agreed early on,
Uh-huh.
the partnership was, as I mentioned earlier, our holders get access to his marketplace, and we list on his marketplace jobs that we might need. And in exchange, they get our calls and some marketing support. So we would share some tweets, not everything, obviously, whenever possible, whenever relevant. We didn't make any of these announcements or told them any of this because we didn't feel like we have to. Like, it wasn't a thought in my head like, oh, part of our agreement with Stone is for me to update him on every move that might concern the
Sure.
public, I guess.
Yeah.
So again, to say again, our partnership, whatever he wants to call it, A-tier or whatever, it was literally very simple exchange of utilities and marketing. That was it. I mentioned the possibility of NFTLearn early on, so I would have been updating him on that. And he actually, to be honest, he kind of blindsided us with his not really blindsided us, but he kind of mentioned his marketplace and his SPTs, which are soulbound tokens, which are pretty similar to our utility in terms of the certificates. And I did bring this up to him if this will be kind of clashing with our side of NFTLearn. And his words, and I'm paraphrasing on top of my memory, so it might not be exactly correct. But I recall him saying he doesn't exactly remember our conversation from back then, back in April. So, but we will be exploring methods, and there will potentially be some push. There will be a resource section on the marketplace, and we can push towards NFTLearn. That was the extent of communication about NFTLearn. Again, NFTLearn development has been sluggish because it wasn't a main priority for us as a company. And there's a single dev working on it, and he's very good, but obviously this takes time. So yeah, if he felt that we didn't make him aware of things, he didn't make us aware of any of his general movements, be it bots, be it whatever he's making. So you could kind of see that it's on both sides. It's whatever was agreed to the partnership was respected, and Mobius is kind of outside of it.
Yeah, for sure. I guess with the bot stuff and his end, it would depend on if that ever. I mean, do you guys have any utilities that clash with the bots?
No, sorry, I just gave as an example.
Alright,
It's
okay,
not about
cool,
clashing
cool, cool.
utility. Like Llamaverse utility and Roo Troop utility kind of focus is quite different. And I still stand by this, that the mentorship and Mobius and everything will not damage Stone to the extent
For
that he
sure.
thinks it will. Do you agree with that? Sorry, do you agree?
I'm not gonna like agree to anything. Like I don't know what his position is or how strongly he feels against it. So I can't
Well,
really say.
I would say he feels quite strongly, but no, I respect that. Sorry, I
Sure,
respect that. I
sure,
shouldn't
yeah.
have asked you that. I shouldn't
No,
have asked
it's
you
fine.
that. That was
Like,
an awkward position.
no, it's
Yeah.
fine. So
Yeah.
I mean, the main takeaway from that, like, I totally understand the breakdown from both sides. I think so. You look at partnerships differently, right? And this is just a problem with the space. Like partnerships, like on your end, you gave them alpha, and on their end, you know, you listed on their marketplace. I think. I mean,
Sorry, we had access. We had access to the marketplace.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Unlist. Yeah. Sorry,
Gotcha,
just to clarify.
gotcha. Yeah, no worries. I think in the space generally, even though those are the terms, right? There's like almost like an informal like non-compete that's almost implied, right? Like when you're partnering and you're leveraging each other's communities and working together, like there's an expectation of a non-compete. I'm not saying you are competing or that your product actually does, but I'm just saying generally. So like that's where I would disagree, but that's a problem with the space, right? It's that we don't have any, generally don't actually have any formal contracts for, you know, non-compete. I mean, you can do it, but people don't really do it for partnerships, right? I know, like, for example, when we partnered with you, we just sort of shook hands and stuff. So
Shake hands. Yeah.
yeah, so just for context in the community, or like for everyone listening as well, like I guess we should probably, as like project leads, start enforcing these partnerships with more like legal terms so that we can get a very clear understanding of what the expectation is, because this entire situation to me just comes down to one side thinking there's an informal non-compete and the other side maybe not thinking that, and obviously like whether or not there even is a dispute at hand. So I think maybe we should work on that as just like a collective.
I mean, look, yeah, I agree. Like, the space is like bleeding edge in terms of everything. I'm sure half the, I assume half the NFT projects out there don't even have an LLC set up.
Yeah.
Obviously we do. We have a lawyer. We are actually we're actually not developing, we're creating specific NDAs and some contracts for kind of employees. So far it's kind of been like kind of like freelancers. There's no like actual, strict contracts. I do agree that there should be, and I do agree that your take, the one that you just gave, I think is a pretty fresh take, because you are, I would say, a neutral party. and a neutral party with the understanding of what it means to be a project founder. I would say that I respect the fact that you think that way, because it seemed that many project founders and many influencers just jumped the gun, seeing Stone side only and not getting a lot of context. So yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean that's the nature of Twitter, right, in the space.
Yeah, bro, and I mean, and that's why me and Llama kind of agreed not to have the good old fashioned Twitter war, where he said this, he said that, screenshots, random stuff out of context. It was better for us to not to not get involved. But yeah, that is a very fresh take that people don't really consider.
For sure. Yeah. That's all I've really got to say. I was just wanting to get more context, put my head in.
Yeah, bro, I appreciate it, and I think the crowd would appreciate a fresh take from a founder perspective.
For sure. No worries.
And again, if you do talk, I assume you are in contact with Stone. He has shared his frustrations, I assume.
I haven't spoken to him about any of this actually.
Yeah, I mean, if you do, bro, I'm telling you now, and I told it before. I'm happy to jump on a call, public or private with him, but
sure,
I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
if you want to pass the word from person to person, like go for it, mate. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, for sure. At the end of the day, like I don't actually care that much. Like it's
Yeah,
done,
and you
it's
shouldn't.
been cleared up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's everyone has their own life and own project to run. So yeah.
Yeah, for sure. All right. I won't take up too much
Cool.
time on the stage.
Yeah,
anyway,
bro.
so,
I appreciate you coming up.
All right. See you in a bit. Peace.
Yep. See ya, bro. Oh, Wab, if you're still here, I'm coming back to London soon, so we should go for a pint. Just gonna put that out there, so the crowd holds you to it. All right, Civ. Sorry for the wait. What's up?
All good. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Hi, Jesus. Helle. So I just wanted to ask questions towards the future of Mobius. So
Yeah,
one of the
bro.
questions that was raised in the AMA chat was that how many negotiations do we have? And how far are we into those negotiations? I mean, I know you're not going to share all the details, but
yeah, I can kind of give you an overview, but I won't give any names or anything like that. But we are talking to one company which is very big, but again, I can't name. Very big in the region where we are. To launch their projects, to help them launch, and to kind of guide them. So there will be, I guess, roles for Mobius as a launchpad and Mobius's database for people. That is one active conversation we're having. I'm not sure if most of you are aware, and you probably wouldn't be, but it's actually Eid holiday out here in the Middle East. It's in the Muslim world as well. So there's been slowdowns. It's summer. People are traveling, so there's a bit of delay there. We actually had a very good meeting today with another potential strong partner that is more so willing and more so likely to send us jobs in terms of moderation, community management, all that stuff. They want to outsource that to us. They're pretty much a launchpad, and they're very, very, very well connected in the Web2 space. And they're very prominent in the Web2 space. So that is one thing. And then another thing to kind of hint is the similar partners to those we are actually talking to as well. So I would say right now it's 4 parties that we're talking to, and half of these parties or 2 of these parties could potentially lead to multiple projects and jobs. So it's very, very good for the time that we spent. So yeah, I guess that kind of answers your question. Hopefully it does.
yes, it does. So a follow-up question to that would be, can you share in what types of industries do these companies belong to?
Industries, entertainment, I can say entertainment industry. Astra just gave me a very dirty look to not mention anymore. Guys, we're in talks. Yeah. Nothing is guaranteed, but it's good talks, and I would say the talks are going well so far. But yeah, in the entertainment industry.
Okay. So final question would be, what types of jobs or mentee roles will you be hiring for the first batch of first batch of roles?
I'm thinking, not thinking. First batch is going to be community managers, 1 or 2, maybe 1 actually, just to get it going, and then a few mods, depending on our capacity. We're still deciding on what's the best sort of capacity to have, and collaboration managers, which are kind of easier to train because they're more observing rather than actively doing jobs. So yeah, it will be those 3 jobs roles. As far as numbers, they will depend, but I do really want to get this going to the point where we have enough people to cover all of our needs and everyone else's needs. Everyone else being launchpads and communities, because this can really become a thing that other launchpads can rely on, because it's business to business again. It's not for the public. I think that kind of gives you a good idea of what's up with that.
All right. Thank you. So another question that popped up in the email chat is, are there going to be developer jobs involved?
Yes. So those are harder to so yes, there will be jobs, there will be need. We're probably going to be making a dev team for that specific need. If there's any need in the launchpad, of course there will be if we're launching ourselves. But I don't think we'll be doing any sort of developer training anytime soon, because that is wholly more complicated. But we will be actively seeking partnerships that could cover that, because we are open to partnerships, right? Like we have some community members who are developing similar products, similar courses. I'm actively talking to 2 or 3 of them about developing courses for NFTLearn, training people, or whatever, you know. So we'll try grow this as big as possible to accommodate as many people as possible. So yeah.
All right. Cool. That's all for me. Thanks for having me. Yeah.
Always, mate.
And good luck.
Anytime. Thank you. Cool. We have 2 people. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus.
You're welcome.
He-Man, you want to take the stage first? Go ahead, King.
No, you.
Oh man, that's an honor. All right. First off, thank you guys for having me on stage. It's an absolute honor, Kings, and thank you guys for doing this AMA. I just wanted to. I have a couple of questions that I wanted to ask, and the first question was for, if you're not a Llama holder and you basically want to take part in this learning and you feel that you can offer your services, are the positions open to people that aren't Llama holders, or is it strictly you guys are going to favor more of a Llama holder for the NFT learning experiences and stuff like that, or will it be for everyone in the Web3?
That's a great question. For the mentorship program, as I mentioned earlier, if let's say we take on 5 people, one of them, if there is someone from the public, we'll look to take them. 3 of them would be from the community, aka the Llamaverse holders, and then the last one would be from a partnered community, be it Magma or be it someone else that we work closely with. That's for the mentorships. As far as NFTLearn will be open for everyone, and we're going to have a variety of courses that are going to be public and a variety of courses that are going to be paid. They will be accepting crypto, and there will be higher quality courses that have a high dollar value, I would say. Those will take longer to develop, but they will come.
Right, that's awesome, King. So, how does a person, apply for this job or this opportunity, or is it
Yep.
still being in, or do I talk to someone, something like that?
Yeah. Actually, I do believe Stina said the form is done, so we're very likely going to drop the form a bit later today. And it will literally be a form to gather interest, and from that interest, we'll then handpick people and reach out in private.
So the form is done. God damn it, I missed it. All right, thank you, King, for answering my.
The form is done in the sense of the form is ready to be publicly released, meaning we're gonna release it soon. So you haven't missed anything. Don't worry.
All right, that's great, King. All right, that's great to hear. All right, thank you guys for answering my questions. You all have an amazing day or night, or wherever you guys are from. And this is Crypto Dentist reporting out. Thanks, King.
I like that guy. I like his enthusiasm. I had a couple questions. Can you guys hear me? So going on with you guys creating a launch pad. Oh. Wow, thanks, Helle. As soon as I start to talk, he just leaves.
Hello? I'm back, I think. Hello?
I see how it is, man. As soon as I start talking, you leave. That's cool.
Just because of you.
So I wanted to go into more depth in what you guys mean by Launchpad. So I know you've talked about like you're going to be kind of like a headhunter service where we'll be putting people into positions with companies. But what more than that? Like, are you guys actually going to be helping them set up in Web3, as in like develop, contracts, website, all of that, or what?
Yep. We will. Again, the mentorship program with Mobius is just a part of it. It's not the whole thing. So we will have the capacity to launch complete projects from A to Z. But I guess the heated topic was about the recruitment company. So yeah, the recruitment side, sorry. So yeah, Mobius will be a fully fledged launchpad from A to Z, website, development, artists. We're gonna gather all of these people. And we're gonna outsource to our friends at Asteria Labs. We're gonna outsource to devs that we know. We'll gather this data and we're gonna have people on hand.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, because you haven't talked too much about that, so I want to make sure that I understand. I think
Yeah,
people
kind of get
probably
lost in the
like
process.
to know.
Yeah.
Cool. That's it. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, yo, back up. I had a question about the developer training for Mobius or for whatnot. I was kind of wondering if you guys would consider partnering with Developer DAO or other things as far as that training goes. Like, so Developer DAO, I don't really know that much about it. I just know that Nader Dabbit is part of it. Him and Halflips, I feel like, are the almost like the influencer developers, if that makes sense in the space. But I was just kind of wondering where the thoughts are there.
Look, I said earlier, I'm willing to partner with anyone that brings value to the sort of future of that side of the project. Meaning developer DAO or whatever other community or project or company wants to work with us, we'll explore it.
Okay, cool. And then, yeah, I did just kind of want to ask about, I think during your chat with Wab, or maybe it was with NFT Bounty Hunter before, I forget, something about feeling kind of blindsided by the bot. So I just kind of wanted to ask for clarification about kind of if you could elaborate on kind of what specifically felt blindsiding or.
I don't think it was active blindsiding. It was just an example of something that they've done that we weren't told of. If we were keeping a sort of sharing level, it was an example.
Sorry, I might have missed that a little bit, but I guess my question is, like, what in particular felt sort of like, I don't know, attacking, or I don't know if that's the right word, but was there something that felt kind of like encroaching upon on like Llamaverse
No,
specifically?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't think so. It was literally just an example of something that RooTroop did that they didn't inform us that they've done. Just to highlight the how should I say this? To highlight the sort of expectation I believe Stone wanted us to upkeep, and you know it wasn't upkept on his side, so why should we do the same in terms of informing them about all of our moves? I'm not sure that makes sense, but I think it does. Let me know if
Yeah,
it
I
doesn't.
mean, I hear you, and I think that
So we're
maybe
just an
the
example.
disconnect there is between whether, you know, whether there's a conflict of interest or kind of an encroachment of territory or not. So, I mean, I did kind of want to, after like listening a little bit more, did kind of want to push on this question. Could you think of any possible reasons why Stone would think that Mobius could be encroaching upon Roo Troop space?
Well, yeah, because we said it's a recruitment service and a product, but I guess he missed, or we weren't clear enough that it's business of business. Business to business, meaning he assumed that we're gonna launch, boom, magical Llamaverse jobs marketplace, jobs listings, jobs that. I think that's what he thought was gonna happen.
Right. So I agree that there doesn't have to be a conflict there because you guys are kind of headhunting, whereas Roo Troop's a
And
job
I
marketplace.
did
But
mention that, and Stone rebutted it quite heavily. So you know, you could see that in the
yeah,
screenshot.
yeah. I kind of, I don't know. Well, I'm still just really sad overall that it had to go this way, and it just feels like if there was a little bit of upfront communication, maybe it didn't have to go this way. I don't know. But
Yeah,
all
I
right,
mean,
yeah. I
look,
know it's super late for you, Helle, and appreciate your time. Thank you.
no worries, bro, no worries. Hello, Assad. Very nice llama, very unique. Red eyes on, very common. From what I remember. Hello. Hello.
Hey guys, hey Hilly, hey Jesus, hey, this is the first time I'm coming on,
Yeah,
AMA.
go for it, mate.
So
What's up?
this was, oh yeah, I was listening on to this and I have a couple of questions. Actually, yeah, I just want to say I'm fortunate to be a Llama holder. Like sorry about the background. Yeah, I've been here with the Llamaverse since I think was that okay? I was one of the first 2000s, so just being fortunate on that sense. So the questions I had was, you mentioned Mobius is a business to business platform, right? So when you say business to business, are you planning to take in the people, from the Web2 space, train them up for Web3? The people who within the same Web2 company, and then train them up for Web3? Or are you planning to match them up with people, in from the Web3 space? So
Yeah,
that
great question. So wherever relevant and needed, would be very open to advising, educating, and informing people in the sort of leadership positions or whoever they need us to inform and educate on the NFT space. So yes, it can go both ways, but it's more focused on us preparing ready teams that can just go in, do the job, and giving it to these Web3 companies.
okay. And the second question about NFTLearn, like it looks like it's sort of a stepping stone for Mobius as a new who lacks certain skills, and you match them with requiring for certain skills. So,
Mate,
am I?
you're cutting up very bad. I can't. I didn't catch that. Could you say that again?
Oh, sorry. I think I'm having a bad network over here. Yeah, I was just asking, like, NFT Learn looks like a stepping stone for who wants to acquire some skills, and you match it with these companies who lack those skills. But is that right? Is or how would you term that?
Yeah, it's in a sense, yes, but it's all of this is only one aspect of NFT Learn. NFT Learn is gonna have a bunch of different courses and different stuff, not just educating you how to do a job or training you how to do a job. It'll be trading NFTs, new NFT technology, how to use nodes, how to go to different blockchains and trade NFTs there or utilize those blockchains. It'll be a bunch of stuff. It won't just be that. It's just one part of it. And I think that's what people don't understand is these things it's kind of like a master plan of mine where all of these things work in tandem when they're ready. But at the moment they're not ready, so they need time to get there. I hope that answers your question.
I was not able to hear all of that. I think I have a bad connection.
Oh mate, you're
Thanks for
cutting
taking
out
me
very bad. I can't hear anything, sorry. Say that again. Hello? Hello? I think we've lost him. Assad? Hello? Hello? All right, I'm just gonna bring someone else up, and if his connection comes back, he can jump on again and carry on the conversation, I guess.
Hi, Helle. Hi, Jesus. Nice to meet you. So
Yep.
I have a question regarding NFTLearn. So if someone completes the courses on NFTLearn, like regarding a dev or a collab manager or something like that, are there going to be job opportunities like as a start as an intern or something different?
It'll be both. It'll be placed in different positions, but yeah, it'll essentially be interns in our community to then become fully fledged in the role elsewhere.
Another question. So currently I'm a dev in Web2, so I'm doing an IRL job for about 2 years. So I think would those devs that have been already working in Web2, I think they will take less time to learn Web3. So
likely, yeah.
would they be considered as a priority then?
Potentially, yes. It's very hard to say stuff right now when I don't have the information and strategy in front of me. When these things come up is when we'll be dealing with them and prioritizing one thing over the other, if that makes sense.
Okay, understood. Thanks for clear. Okay, have a great day.
Yep. No worries, bro. Have a good day. Cool. Danbury, what's up? Hello.
Hello, Helle.
And guys, I am conscious we've been going for around 2 hours, so we're good to carry on as long as possible, but it looks like we're gonna have to do some quick edits on the on the playback.
I will.
Well, hello. Sorry.
How are you? Thank you for having me on the stage. I appreciate for having me and explain the whole dramas going on here. Simple question that I got is that have you guys tried to have maybe like a third party or mediator that can try to remedy the that ongoing
Hey, bro, look,
drama?
I said it numerous times. I don't think there needs to be a mediator of any sort. I was very open to talk. I still am. If Stone wants to even come up now, or he wants to message me in DM right now and say, let's figure this out, I'll go in there with an open mind and figure it out. I don't think we need a mediator like a babysitter, to be honest.
Fair enough.
That's
We're all adult, and somebody have to step up for it. I'm just trying to suggest out there. But my second question is, my second question. I know, like majority of us, we're we have in real life, we have our 9-to-5 job, isn't that? Is there opportunity for like if like myself, example, I like kind of like a part-time maybe like intern mod or collab manager, that kind of stuff like that. Is that an opportunity for that at all in Morpheus training?
Yeah, I don't think at this stage we'll be creating. It honestly depends where you're located and where you live. If, for example, I'm from Bulgaria and I think $800 to $1,000, which is what we're hoping to get for mods, or slightly less, that should be pretty good to live on. Obviously, in America, that's not good enough to live on. So I would think that most people would kind of be doing this as a side gig, side hustle sort of situation. So yeah, that's how I'm seeing it. I don't think people will be able to kind of majority of people won't be able to just quit their job and do this full time. But who knows? With enough training and enough jobs and enough experience and enough value, you could very well go full time because of us.
The question is for those out there, like how hungry are you? How ambitious are you?
Yeah, I mean, bro, look, I know most founders in the space pretty much work well over 60 hours a week if they actually give a damn or give a fuck. I'm not gonna limit myself here. But yeah, I mean, I put in easy 60 hours. I mean, I'm always working, so it really depends how hungry you are, as you said, and how much you want to do this. So yeah, I did just eat a Kinder Bueno. I am that hungry. Yeah, this was my dinner, by the way. Not Kinder. We need to buy some food soon.
Well, for that, go ahead. You go ahead and enjoy your lunch, or dinner in this time, because
It'll be breakfast, mate. It's 4 a.m.
Yeah.
No. But I'm not saying we're gonna finish this up. I'm just saying people work a lot, and if they're hungry, they'll get it done. So yeah, is there anything else you want to add on or ask or
nope.
to clarify?
That's all. I appreciate your time. That's all I got. Appreciate your time, and I'm here for the long term. So invest in a team and in community. So I appreciate your time. Have a good day.
Yeah. Minimum guarantee. I had a Kinder Bueno bar, white chocolate is what I had when in between questions. Okay, guys. It's been almost 2 hours. I think we covered majority of the aspects of Mobius and the controversy which we had. If there's anyone that wants to ask any questions in chat or wants to come up, go for it. Yeah. Hopefully this doesn't. I mean, the damage. Honestly, to be honest, I can sit here for 5-6 hours, but majority of NFT Twitter has made up their mind, and I'm the bad guy. So who gives it? Hopefully the people that care enough are gonna listen to this on YouTube for 2 hours. But hey, you can watch on double speed and get it in 1 hour. So yeah, I'm just gonna give a quick rundown of what's gonna happen the next couple of days in terms of everything that we just discussed, and some extra kind of spicy things, and some just updates for the community. Llamascape. Oh, sorry, let me just check if there's any questions. Yeah. How bullish am I on Darko? Very bullish on Darko. Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's any questions, so I'm just gonna move on. Yeah, so Llamascape, there's been the questions raised about the one-of-one land claim. We did give a date of Wednesday to Friday. It is now Tuesday. No, sorry, what am I talking about? We gave a date and we missed the date. It was a preliminary date, by the way. This was because it's not as simple as we thought, and there's a bunch of logic that we need to add to that smart contract to make sure that everything goes smooth and everyone gets what they deserve and what they bought. So there will be some extra delay on the free mint of Llamascape or the free airdrop of Llamascape for the guys that have it. So it's just expect it soon. Yeah, it was meant to be Wednesday to Friday to kind of give an update. It's now obviously past that, but we are working on it with our developers to make sure everything's good. Any other announcements? God, I'm forgetting mods. Cheater Rick, anyone remind me in the chat? Do you want to remind anything else? Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, there seems to be, let's address this as well. There seems to be a bunch of things being said on Twitter, such as we're spreading ourselves too thin. We shouldn't be entering different areas outside of our own. Honestly, guys, I don't I don't know how many times I have to say this. We are an organization that has many employees and a structure and hierarchy. And people saying, "Oh, but Llama puts his name on this and announces this." Yes, he's the CEO. Tim Cook announces the new MacBook. Tim Cook announces the new iPhone. Doesn't mean that he's there for the whole process. It's for the overall view and the overall leadership. Yes, Llama focuses his energy in some areas at times and less on other areas of the company, but it doesn't mean that this is not a one-man show. This is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, pretty much it. And tomorrow or the day after, I'm gonna do there's gonna be some information coming out to kind of give that corporate structure, so you guys can actually see it and we can put a name to everyone and you can see that we're not me and Llama in a fucking basement running 11 projects and anyway. And then I'll be doing some additional info and a very general overview of our Llama Labs' future movements in terms of Mobius, NFTLearn, Llamascape, wireless paying, everything, why we're doing it, why we believe it's going to help our community, Operation Sin. This will all be done very soon. I am probably going to fly back to the UK in the next couple of days, and I'll have an actual setup or a remnant of a setup, and I'll be able to do this kind of announcement, I guess, in a video format where everyone can refer to, and there's no it kills this but Llama's stretching himself too thin debate, because because he's not. It's yeah, I run half the fucking thing. I know what we're doing. He's not spreading himself thin. Like, yeah, it will be very clear once I release that information. And again, this goes back to, we're treating this as a company, as a startup, as a profession. We're professional. Obviously, we joke around and I mess about, but on the back end, we are structured and we are, doing this correctly. In terms of staff, in terms of responsibilities, as I said earlier, we're drafting up contracts, we're drafting up NDAs, we're moving to more legit kind of corporate structure, but we're not gonna change up on that. And people who fucking sorry again, but people who say, "Oh, but Llama's no longer in Discord," or this, yes, why would he be in Discord when he's trying to make things happen? Like, he's working on things. Like, he's anyway. It'll be clear. I'm ranting at the moment. Yeah, merch soon, guys. Merch is not a big priority. It kind of, yeah, it's not a big priority. Soon. Yeah, merch is a meme now. All right, that's it, boys and girls. I think that clears up. If you're listening to the recording, thanks for actually sticking around. I think many of you will. But yeah, peace. Last chance for questions that are very serious and not actually taking the piss out of my merch. And that tweet from yesterday saying that Llama is my puppet and I am the master. No, No, that was that was very funny to read, but yeah, I'm not a puppet master. That and Llama is my front man. That's not how this works. I'm sorry, guys. It's late. It was good to get this out of my system. So I'll see you tomorrow or after this. Cool. Bye bye.